Because of the bluest of eyes, Joko is sorrowful. He leaps upon the side of the throne, and shakes his bells in the ears of the king, and bursts into a song of mirth. None see behind his painted smile that Joko is sorrowful. The court thrills with laughter. The old king holds his sides. She with the bluest of eyes sits beside him and smiles while the fool sings. Smiles in the face of one who bends over her. She toys with the roses in her hands, red roses that Joko plucks daily for her highness. The morrow will bring white ones for a royal bride. Two little pages, half hidden by velvet hangings, press their faces against the glass door of the saloon. "I would be a fool," says one. "'Tis greater to be a fool than king. Watch when his majesty doth speak, how the wise ones nod and yawn in their beards, while let the fool but make a jest, and they laugh and clasp their sides with glee." And the other, his round eyes fixed on Joko, says, "Aye, 'tis a happy thing to be a fool. And mark how grand the prince is, and how doth he gaze at her highness," speaks the first one. "Oh, but the nuptials will be wonderful, and we shall bear the royal train." "Aye," says the little one, "and Joko will have a new spangled cap and silver bells." She with the bluest of eyes passes a rose across her lips. It falls beside her as she leans to speak with the king. The prince sees it not. He gravely listens to the king, but Joko is dancing wildly. A whirling ball of red and white he seems. Alighting with a leap, he twirls something triumphantly aloft and thrusts it in his bosom. Is it his crimson cap? Never hath he been so mad with mirth, the silly fool. The princess bends her beautiful head. The rose is gone. How quick are the eyes of love! And she smiles up at the prince. The old king laughs long at the fool's dance, and Joko, his hands across his breast, bows mockingly and laughs back in very bitterness. Because of the bluest of eyes, he is so sorrowful. The court retires. The fool, leaping and jumping, shakes his bells before them and jests in the faces of the wise ones. Once he bounds forward and with strange boldness kneels and touches with his lips the hand of her with the bluest of eyes. "Ah, the good fool," she murmurs, smiling, and the little pages peer from behind her train and whisper, "When we are older, we too will be fools." The morrow dawns. The palace is aflutter. Glittering forms pass up and down the marble stairways. Pages and courtiers run hither and thither, each more important than the other. Folly is forgotten. Grand beings in gold lace stand talking in subdued tones, and each is greater than the other. The little pages, shining in satin, strut up and down a corridor, and each is vainer than the other. They are whispering, "When we are older, we too will wear gold lace and take snuff." So in a night can youth forget. The court assembles. A mass of wonderful white roses is borne to her highness, and standing beside the prince, she with the bluest of eyes lifts the blossoms in her hands. Beneath them lies a crimson cap and bells. "Strange," she murmurs, "whence come they? And Joko, where is he?" But the fool comes not. One white rose is touched with red. "Ah, see," she says, "it hath the colour of blood." But he beside her speaks, and lifting the bluest of eyes to his face, she forgets. And the fool comes not. Nay, as dawn unbinds the eyes of the world, he hath doffed his cap and bells. Even the wind steals like a footstep of fear through the long grass that hides him, and the dew lingers like a mist of tears. By and by the little pages, strolling hand in hand through the garden, wander nigh, chatting of the royal nuptials, but they see him not. And Joko is smiling, but hears them not. Still smiling, while only a withered red rose lies upon the place that was his heart, and that for long days and nights hath been, because of the bluest of eyes, so sorrowful.